the recording for our Negotiable Instruments Act. Please tell whomsoever, whatever you want to speak, you can speak on Negotiable Instruments Act. To start with, we will have our friend Tanya.
Okay, sir. Okay, today's topic is Negotiable Instrument Act. It came into effect on 1st March 1888, and in this we are having total 17 chapters, in which we are having 147 sections. Means Negotiable Instrument Act. It means it is a law which concern all the negotiable act, that is promissory note, bill of exchange, and checks. Promissory note means it's a written promise in which we have to pay a specific amount to the person named in the document. Means the person who is making the promise to us is called the maker, and the person to whom the payment is to made is called pay. So it is in a written format. And in bill of exchange, it is a written order by the maker to the pay, in which we pay maker to the pay to pay certain amount of money
Now,
to the third party.
wait. Promissory note, is it given as payee or promisee?
What's it?
Promissory note,
Uh-huh.
the one who makes it is known as promisor.
The one who make is us in if it is a male, then it is a promiser, and it is if it is a female, then it is promisee.
Correct.
And
Promising. Correct. Good.
mhm. And in bill of exchange, it is a written order which is made by the maker to the pay to pay certain amount of money to the third party. And the person who issue the will is called drawer, and the person to whom the payment is to made is called pay. And third one is check. Check is a written order which is given by drawer to the bank to pay certain amount of money to the pay. In this, the bank is required to pay the amount, and which is mentioned in the check, to the pay to the authorized representative. And in the negotiable instrument, there are so many A sections. Just like section 4 represent this promissory note, which I have defined. Section 5 is bill of exchange, and section 6 is check. 7 is drawer and drawee. Drawer is one drawer is the person who allot the check. Matlab means who is the owner of the check, and drawee is the bank. And third, section 8 defined holder and pay. Pay is the person for whom we are transferring the check. And in the negotiable instrument, there is section 25 which define the holidays of bank. And there is one more section 138 which define this owner of check. Uh, and there are so many checks. Means checks are bearer check. In bearer check, if it's for everyone. Means anyone can withdraw amount.
Very good. Very
And
good. Sufficient. Sufficient.
okay.
We will give others chance to speak. Now, after Tanya, who would like to speak? Come on. About
Yes, sir.
yeah, please speak. Manpreet.
Yes, sir. My name is Manpreet. I am from Gurdaspur, Punjab. I have done MBA. So thanks for giving me opportunity to discuss the topic Negotiable Instrument Act. Actually, I want to add some more point in promissory note. It is a written document, and it is signed by drawer. And there is also stamp is mandatory under the Indian Stamp Act 1899. And with unstamped promissory note is not admissible evidence. So it also contain date. And in check, there is also it is always drawn on a specified banker, and it is always payable on demand. And check must be signed by the maker, and it must contain the date also. Uh, that's it, sir.
Yeah, and Tanya, when you were speaking, I think you were mentioning 1888 as the year. The year is 1881.
1881.
1882.
1881. That is the thing.
Sir.
Yes.
Actually, by mistake, I have
It
said
came
1888.
act
1881.
Yeah, very good.
Act
Then
was established in 1881, but it came into force in 1882.
Acha, very good, very good.
I think.
Yeah. Now, Valarmati, can you speak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, I'm Balamari. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to discuss about the topic negotiable instruments. Negotiable instrument or the instrument used for making a payment either for personal reason or for business transactions and freely transferable from one person to another. And instruments under Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. 1881. Negotiable Instrument Act was established in 1881 during the British rule, and some of the Negotiable Instrument Act are Bill of Exchange, Promissory Note, and Check. Promissory note is the written statement between two persons. One is debtor and another one is creditor. And it is specified the date when they will return the amount also. And next one is Bill of Exchange. Bill of Exchange is a written document between the drawer and the drawee. Drawee. For example, if a businessman is purchasing a good from one company, but he cannot able to pay the money. So what he will do is uh, he will uh, he will request the bank to pay the amount to the pay. So here the transaction is between the drawee and the pay. Drawee is the bank. Next one is check. Check is a written document. Uh, Written document by the drawer to pay the amount to the payee who is the receiver of the amount. And there are 10 types of check, and some of the types are ordered check. And no, first one is bearer check. Bearer check is a check uh, that can in that check the one who bears the check can able to drop the money from the bank. And order check, the check payable to a person or his order. And stale check, stale check is valid for more than 3 months. And a cross check, which carries two parallel lines across the face of the check. That's it, sir.
Okay. Next, Porkodi.
Yes, negotiable instrument is a signed document that provides payment that promise payment to specified person. There are negotiable instruments is are a bill of exchange, promissory note, and checks. A promissory note means if someone give amount, the other give the document. That is a promise notes. A bill of exchange means one person order to one person request to other person to pay the money. That means one bank request to other bank to pay the money. And checks
For her internet problem. Porkodi internet problem. Then Ravi Yadav, can you speak on or Ravi? Yeah.
sir,
Yeah.
yes,
Porkodi,
sir.
speak.
Through check, through using checks, we can withdraw our money. Many types of checks are there. They are order check, bearer check, posted check, and crossed check. Check means which is more than 3 months old. Posted check means uh, 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 upcoming days. Class means two lines in top of check. Order check means in check they mention particular person.
Okay,
And,
sufficient. Your internet is not all right. Stop. Rahul Yadav. Rahul Yadav, can you speak on this? Otherwise, Ravi Kumar. Ravi Kumar, can you
यस
speak?
सर सर
Yes,
मैं
sir.
हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ क्या?
राहुल आप बोलिए, हिंदी में
इंग्लिश
बोलिए।
या
ये हिंदी में बोलना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, बोलिए।
ठीक है सर। नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट 1881 में आया था, जिसके तहत कि इसमें 3 ही नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट बताए गए, प्रोमिसरी नोट और बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज और चेक। इनका मतलब होता है कि इनको एक से दूसरे पे ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, ट्रांसफॉर्मेबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट है ये। जैसे इनको इंडोर्समेंट बोलते हैं, इंडोर्समेंट कर सकते हैं। तो जो चेक, ये जो प्रोमिसरी नोट है, ये वो नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट सेक्शन 4 के अंदर बताया गया इसके बारे में, और बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज के बारे में सेक्शन 5 के अंदर बताया गया है, और चेक के बारे में सेक्शन 6 के अंदर बताया गया है। सर ये क्या है?
Okay, Ravi Kumar.
Yes, sir. Negotiable Instrument Act is a law or act. In negotiable instruments, there are some sections like Section 4. In Section 4, there is a promissory note. It is a instrument in writing format containing an unconditional undertaking. Here, maker make a here promissory note made by the maker to pay certain sum of money. Here, bank notes are prefer as a promissory note, and bank holidays are also considered in Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. And bill of exchange. In bill of exchange, it is also an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order, here signed by the maker. Here, maker directing a person to pay certain sum of the money. There are some basic differences in promissory note and bill of exchange. First difference is in promissory note, there are two parties only. One is drawee and another one is payee. In bill of exchange, there are three parties like drawer, drawee, and payee. And third one is check. It comes under the section 6. In check is also an unconditional writing agreement signed by the person who make the check. In check, there are different types of check. Can I explain all the sir? All
No,
points?
continue. Because you are speaking, I am allowing you to talk. Continue.
Okay, sir. In check, there are different types of check. First one is bearer check or open check. It is a unsecured check because here anyone can exchange, anyone can cash the check easily. Second one is cross check. Here two parallel lines are at top right on the left corner. In that, there maker are saying to pay in the account only.
Okay, thank you. Now we will go for this. To start with, first, Porkodi, start reading Negotiable Instruments Act. Arey, acha, you are not seeing on the screen, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, Section 4, 5, and 6 define a promissory note, a bill of exchange, and a check in that order. Section 7 defines drawer, drawee, and acceptor. Section 13 of the Act states that a pronote, a bill, and a check are negotiable instruments. Section 8, holder is a person who has a legal title on the instrument. Section 9, a holder in due course is one who becomes a holder for consideration and without any notice of the.
It should be without. And without.
Yes, sir. Without any notice of the if any, to the title in the instrument in good faith. Section 10, payment in due course is one, which is not only as specified in the instrument, the payment should also take a established practices into consideration, and it should be a payment in good faith without negligence. Section 11 and Section 12 defines and inland and foreign instrument respectively.
Very
Section
good.
13,
Next,
a
our
bearer
Valarmati.
instrument is one.
Next, Valarmati, number 6.
Section 13, a bearer instrument is one which is expressly payable to the bearer or where the latest endorsement in the instrument is in blank. So Section 14, negotiation is transferring of the title in a negotiable instrument. Section 15 defines endorsement. Section 16 defines endorsements in blank and full. Section 47, 48. A bearer check is negotiated by delivery and an order check is negotiated by endorsement and delivery. Section 54. A blank endorsement renders the NI bearer's instrument since the DD cannot be issued payable otherwise than on demand. It can only be an order instrument. That is, a DD endorsed in blank is still an order instrument. Section 18. If amount in words is different from amount in figures, checks should be passed for amount in words. However, in practice, such checks are returned. Section 19 defines instruments payable on demand. Section 69, if an instrument is payable at a specified place, it should be presented there. Section 22, usance instruments attract grace period. That is, if a bill is drawn payable after 3 months from date, in effect, it is payable 3 months and 3 days after date. If a bill is drawn payable on, say, 14/7/2001, it is actually payable only on 17/7/2001. Section 25. If the maturity date of a bill or PN is a holiday, it is payable on the previous working day. Section 31. If the blank wrongfully dishonors a check, that is returning the check for funds reason when actually funds are available in the account, it should be compensating the customers for any loss or damages suffering by him. Sir.
God, suffered by him. Doesn't matter. Next, Tanya, number 16. Tanya.
A bearer check is payable to the presenter without insisting on his identification. It is said, one a bearer, always a bearer, which means
No,
so
sorry,
long
sorry.
as the
Sorry, it's spelling mistake. Once a bearer.
once a bearer
Once
is
a
always
bearer
a
is
bearer,
always a bearer.
which means that so long as the check is bearer, the basic characteristics of a bearer check will remain. For example, endorsement on the back of a bearer check will not make it order. For paying, bank need consider the endorsement, even a restrictive endorsement on a bearer check. If a bearer check is crossed, it cannot be paid to an unidentified person. Since payment to be routed through a bank and no bank will be opened in the name of a person who is not introduced. Section 89. If a material alteration in a negotiable instrument is not apparent, then payment against the same in good faith and without negligence will be payment in due course. Section 104. A foreign bill must be protested for dishonor if the law of the country where it is drawn requires it. Post-dated checks are not purchased by bank.
Yeah. 1 minute.
Mhm.
Since
Since such a check will not give any title to the bank in case the drawer dies before the date of a check or countermands payment of check under section 118B, section 123 general crossing, section 124 special crossing, a check bearing the name of a bank across its face. Section 130, a check crossed not negotiable cannot confer a better title on the transferee. However, such a check can be transferred. Account pay crossing does not find a mention in the Negotiable Instrument Act. It has come to stay in practice. The purpose of crossing account pay is to restrict the payment to the payee only.
very good. Next, Ravi Kumar. Account payee crossing. Ravi Kumar, you are there? रवि कुमार नहीं है, चला गया ना क्या? या मनप्रीत आपने पढ़ा नहीं है? Why don't you read from here? Account payee crossing.
Account pay crossing is an instruction to the collecting bank. Not negotiable crossing is a caution to the bank collecting the check for the transferee. Section 131. If a bank collects a cross check for properly introduced customer in good faith and without negligence, the bank will not be liable, even if the title to the check is defective. The protection available is called protection against conversion. Conversion is defined as interference with title. Section 138 to 143 provides penal provisions for dishonor of a check for want of funds, punishable with an imprisonment up to 1 year and or a fine unto twice
No,
the
no,
check
no,
amount
sorry, it should be fine. ये सब हमारा गलती है. हम तो
up to
बहुत दिन पहले किया है, 20 साल पहले. Fine, up to
twice the check amount. If the
Up-
check was not stale,
it should be up to. If the
if the check
amount was
if the check was not stale at the time of presentation, the affected holder notified the drawer within 15 days from the date of receipt of dishonor notice from the bank. Drawer fails to pay or repay within 15 days from the date of his receiving the notice from the holder, or drawer's reply is not acceptable to the holder. No court inferior to that of metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate of first class will try the offense. Check bouncing. Punishment becomes harsher. Union Cabinet approved a fresh bill to amend the Negotiable Instrument Act 1981, proposing doubling of punishment
Sorry,
from the present
sorry, it should be 1881.
1881.
Yeah.
Proposing
Proposing
doubling of punishment from the present 1 year to 2 years. The bill would also provide that cases of dishonored checks should be deposed within 6 months, with hearing being held daily if required. The new bill would also make the Information Technology Act 2000 applicable to electronic clearance of the checks of truncated checks, that is, checks issued in physical form where the transaction has been done electronically. The bill seeks to draw a distinction between executive director and non-executive directors of the companies for the purpose of pinning responsibility for dishonor of checks. Thus, a non-executive director holding the post by virtue of his holding and employment in the union government, state government, or a financial corporation owned or controlled by the union or state government would not be liable for the prosecution under this act.
stopping payment of post-dated checks.
Stopping payment of post-dated checks an offense. The Supreme Court has held that if a person issuing a post-dated check stops its payment by giving instruction to the drawer or the bank before the due date of payment, he would be liable for penal consequences under Section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act. The object of the act was to ensure credibility in business transactions, and by countermanding payment of post-dated check, a party should not be allowed to get away from the penal provision. If we hold otherwise, by giving instruction to banks to stop payment of a check after issuing the same against a debt or liability, a drawer would easily avoid penal consequences. If stoppage of payment of a post-dated check is permitted to take the case out of the purview, it will amount to allowing the party to take advantage of his own wrong.
29.
Case laws on return of checks. Criminal liability cannot be fastened on the heirs or legal representatives. An offense is committed even if check is returned on the ground of closure of account. A check can be presented any number of times during the period of its validity. A post-dated check is deemed to have been drawn on the date it bears, and the 6 months periods for purpose are to be reckoned from that date.
Sorry. 3 months dates. Because this
3
was
months
written
period
when
for-
it was 6 months, That's the reason. Now complete it. Please read 30, section 141.
Okay. Section 141, offenses by companies, refer point 27. Section 146, bank slips prima facie evidence of certain facts. Section 147, offences to be compoundable. Every offence punishable under the Act shall be compoundable. Payee of a check cannot initiate prosecution for an offence under Section 138 for its dishonor of the second time if he had not initiated such prosecution on the earlier course of action. Negotiable Instrument Act does not say anything about dating a negotiable instrument, but practice has established that an undated instrument is not valid. A check in different inks, handwriting, etc., is not invalid just because of that.
Yeah, it can be paid. Supposing a check is returned, half of it in English, say in half of it is written in blue ink, another one in red ink. Even then it can be paid. But that is rule. Practical में तो देने का पहले सोचेगा. For that matter, check, you can write a check, name of the payee in Tamil. Then you can write words in English and then also give it for payment. Even that is payable. Very good. So thank you so much. So this is, of course, purely theoretical session, useful for interviews and examinations. So best of luck. Thank you so much. Even here, luckily we could read that and I could correct 2 or 3 mistakes that were there in this. This one I had written so many years back. I retired in 2001. Then I was taking classes for Central Bank of India in 2007. So it was written for their promotion examination. So typing mistakes. Anyhow, best wishes. We will not have class tomorrow. Then Sunday also no class. Monday, what is the common topic you would like to take for group discussion? Which is very common. It should not be very tough for you to read or think and all that. What is the common topic you would like to select? Tanya?
Sir,
NPA, sir, non-performing assets.
अच्छा, ठीक है. You can study on non-performing assets. Yeah.
Sir.
Valarmati, you are having notes for that and all? Non-performing?
NPA.
You search in
Sir,
Google.
I will search in Google only, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, I have 2 doubts, sir.
Ah.
The stale check is invalid check or which is valid for 3 months?
No. Stale check means a check which is dated prior to 3 months today's date. Today is 21/7. If the check is dated 24/2023, it is considered as a stale check and it is not valid. It can be made valid after a check is altered and countersigned.
Sir, another one doubt is, so in bill of exchange, the drawer is paying to pay through drawee. Sir, but it is a loan or it is transferred from his account.
It will be like this, Here, A will draw a bill on B, asking him to pay money to C after 90 days. And if this is known as use-ons bills. Otherwise, when it is payable on demand, it is known as on-demand bills. In the case of use-ons bills, A draws a bill on B, asking him to accept the bill. B will accept the bill and C can present it on the due date and get the money from B. Could you follow? This is for various transactions. For example, it can be like this. Mr. X company is supplying goods to Y company. So they will draw a bill on Y company and they will ask the Y company to pay the money to their bank on the due date. Because they will be discounting this bill with their bank and take money from them before due date. That is known as discounting of bills. Okay, thank you. Any other doubts?
No, sir.
Thank you. Bye. So Monday topic is a dry topic, NPA. Please study and come. That will be useful for these children. You know, they are going for interview. It will be very useful. Please come. Thank you, NPA. And tomorrow, no class. Monday, we will meet. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.